Hi, this is part 2 of our series on the Pegasus expose. If you're coming to this video without any context, here's what you need to know. Hundreds, if not thousands, of Indians are potentially being spied on using an Israeli spyware called Pegasus. Activists, journalists, politicians, scientists, there is proof that at least 7 phones of Indians were most definitely infected. The Israeli company that makes the spyware, NSO, says that they have nothing to do with the list of targets, that they don't operate the systems, they sell to vetted government customers. The Indian government has denied everything except buying Pegasus. We have gone into further details of who, why, when, and so what of this big story in part 1. Highly recommend you watch it. It's on IGTV and YouTube. We published yesterday. Today we focus on the technical aspects of Pegasus and a few other questions about the government's culpability that you have sent us. My name is Pallavi Prasad and this is absolutely worthy of your time and attention. Science at 60 asks, how does Pegasus work? The spyware can be installed on any communication device, phone, laptop, desktop, you name it. Earlier versions of the spyware relied on a user clicking on a malicious link either via text or email, but it has now upgraded and specializes in zero-click attacks. Attacks that don't require you to do anything, as in the spyware can infiltrate your phone through a missed call on WhatsApp. It also has the ability to delete that missed call from the logs. More recently, the tool has been exploiting vulnerabilities in apps that come inbuilt on all iPhones, so iMessage, photos, and music. Once installed, Pegasus scans the device and installs the necessary modules to read the user's messages and mail, listen to calls, capture screenshots, log pressed keys, access browser history, contacts, camera, microphone. It can read encrypted messages, so access to Telegram, WhatsApp, and Signal. It can also gather information from other apps like Gmail, Facebook, Viber, and more. Essentially, the device turns into a round-the-clock surveillance device. @Drago_fire-ups asks, if you can avoid being tracked by Pegasus, the answer would be mostly no, since upgraded versions of the app use zero-click attacks to gain access and then delete any traces of infection. It also disguises itself against most antivirus softwares. But unless you're in a profession like journalism, activism, or politics that puts you in the crosshairs of mega organizations or powers that be, you don't have anything to worry about in this regard. Pegasus is a very targeted surveillance tool. It's expensive to buy and install, at least rupees 10 crores to spy on 10 iPhones or 10 Android phones. So it's likely being used against only a handful of people. Next, Madhulika_1 asks, she's a journalist, she asks if she might be able to check if it was installed on her phone. Madhulika, Amnesty researchers behind this investigation have created a mobile verification toolkit, MVT. It's available for free on GitHub, but at the moment, the average user who can't code might not find it very user-friendly. A good place to start reading is the official documentation by the researchers, which includes explanations for how the tool works and how to use it. If you think you have been targeted by Pegasus, cybersecurity experts say the best and only way to get rid of it is to ditch the device. According to Citizen Lab, even factory resetting your device will not be useful as it cannot get rid of the spyware completely. And as long as its traces are on the device, it will send information back. So ditch the device, download the latest versions of all apps on your next device, and change the passwords of all the cloud-based applications and services that you were using on the infected device.
The next few questions are slightly different. They are not tech related, but a lot of us are thinking about them. At the rate reactor_44 asks, do you think the Supreme Court will take suo motu cognizance? Well, here's what we can tell you. In the last year, there has been information in the public domain about unethical hacking allegedly being used against lawyers, activists, writers in at least 3 separate news breaks. We've known about Pegasus since 2016. We have known of its use against Indians since 2019. No courts, High Court or the Supreme Court, has taken suo motu cognizance. In fact, no state government has moved any court in these matters related to this specific issue either. Let's take the next question. Saurabh Sawant, who wants to know how authentic this story is. Well, Saurabh, over 80 journalists from 17 newsrooms across the world are working on the story for various publications, and it involves not just India but also at least 50 other countries. So I'm guessing it's as authentic as it gets. The next 2 questions are Devik7, who asks, shouldn't the government get to the bottom of this in the interest of national security instead of just denying their role? And Srivastava Shivam, who's asking, what is the probability of the government's involvement despite their denial? Well, great questions. I'll club them together and answer them. The NSO, the Israeli company, says that it only sells to governments. The Indian government does not deny buying Pegasus. In 2019, they accepted using Pegasus. Now, 2 things are possible. That one, the NSO is lying. It can't be trusted, as some of you have also suggested. Or 2, the government is lying or misrepresenting. Now, if the NSO is lying that it has sold, let's say it has sold Pegasus to some other large organization who's doing the spying on Indians, well, then it should be the government's highest priority to open a probe, as France has. Because remember, among many others, 2 sitting cabinet ministers, a former election commissioner, the leader of the opposition, senior defense journalists are on that list. It pretty much looks like a matter of national security, no matter which way you splice or dice it. Till now, the government has simply called the story a conspiracy to malign it. They have not denied buying Pegasus. So Shivam, I'll let you calculate the probability of their involvement with all this information. Devik, I'm hoping this answers your question as well. Let's take one more. At the rate Drago_FireUp asks, coupled with IT laws, what does this mean for Indians? Well, it means that digital privacy, security and rights is the next big conversation we should have amongst ourselves with our elected leaders. Policies like the new IT rules with clauses such as the one requiring messaging platforms to break end-to-end encryption actually, in a sense, come from the same school of thought as covert surveillance. And really, it affects everyone who is connected to the internet in a really deep manner. In fact, at Newsworthy, we are in very early stages of putting together a robust, modern and exhaustive series on digital security, rights and justice. With the help of experts, we are hoping to cover a large ground. So if you have any suggestions for related stories we should dig into, please leave us a comment below. One final question from Mahima Shokhanda, who asks, does the Pegasus expose potentially or really change anything on the ground? Well, in some ways it doesn't, right? But it can. I'd urge you to not look at the Pegasus expose in isolation. I'd also recommend watching yesterday's video from about 7 minutes and then again from 8 minutes on how Pegasus impacts ordinary citizens. It can matter if we keep this conversation going, not in our news, but also amongst our families and social circles and with our elected leaders. This story throws up some very pertinent and terrifying questions. So keep asking them. You can also share our videos on the Pegasus story. We've done 2 of them now. You can also engage with other viewers in our comments section. There is some brilliant commentary there. Remember, these videos are also on our YouTube channel as well, in case you want to share them on WhatsApp or Telegram. Our YouTube channel goes by my name, Anubha Bhonsle. And if you are in a position, please consider making a monetary contribution to support our independent, unbossed, and unbiased work. The link for that is in the bio or in the description, depending on where you're watching this. From the two of us, thanks so much for your time.